Are you a man who has achieved his goals? You look successful on paper. You pride yourself on performance, but deep down you still feel empty. You're unhappy. And so you say to yourself, I'll be happy when I achieve that next thing, when I make this amount of money, when I get this role in leadership, when I make my partner happy or attract that relationship. Why do we keep doing this as high-performing men? Why are we never happy? And the reason is because our self-worth is tied to performance and achievement. We will never ever feel enough if we don't achieve or perform or achieve that next big thing that we think will bring us happiness. And so we are on this endless, relentless pursuit of validating that we are enough as men. Now, if you want to learn more, continue watching. I want to tell you a little bit about my story. So growing up in school, in uni, in my 20s, I was the athlete. I was known as Evan, the athlete, the sports player, the elite athlete. So I ended up playing rugby for the Philippines. I was living in the Philippines at the time, and I was a national rugby player. And that was my identity. That was what I was known for. That's what I introduced myself as when I met people, and I was so proud of it. And this is something that I strive for, and when I attained it, I really milked it. And the moment that I retired and I moved back to Australia to start a whole new chapter in my life, I remember getting back there, sitting down on the couch and going, who the hell am I? Who am I now I'm not the athlete? And I remember sitting there thinking of all the different scenarios, all the different things that I could achieve to make myself feel relevant again, to make myself feel that I'm impressive enough to gain attention and approval. So this was literally what was going through my mind. I was thinking, do I run a marathon? Do I try and write a book? God knows on what. I just kept thinking of all the different scenarios. And I was building my coaching practice at the time. And so my next thing was, I want to be one of the best coaches in the world. So then I went and did all the certifications, got to the top of the tree, and I was like, oh, well, what's next? And so a couple of years later, and this was 2 years ago, I thought, well, I'm going to move to Bali. Going to move to Bali, live my dream. Hopefully that will bring me happiness. Went to Bali and I lost everything. I quit all my jobs, sold everything, moved to Bali with my partner, and I ended up losing it all. And lost all my money, became broke, didn't have a job, and all I had was my business and my partner. And that's when I hit rock bottom and I was like, who the fuck am I? Who am I without everything now? I was literally stripped away. And this is one of the darkest periods of my life, but it was one of the most significant because it made me look at what is my inherent value in this world? Who am I underneath the performance, underneath all the material goods? Everything that I've worked hard for was gone. So who am I underneath it all? And that's when I asked myself a really important question, is if I was stuck in a room with someone where it was a blank room, white walls, I had no achievements, nothing to my name, what is my value? And that's when I realized that my value, inherent value in this world and as a person was me, was my presence. It was my presence that brought the most value and got the best out of me. And this changed everything because I soon realized that I didn't need to be anything, be anyone, achieve anything to be valuable. All I needed to be was me. And how do I access me? Is by being present. And so since that moment, I focused on how can I be as present as possible in every interaction in my everyday life? Because when I'm present, I get to access all the resources within me, the wisdom, the inspiration, the insights. When I'm present, when I'm with another person, they feel like they're the only people in the room. And that makes them feel amazing. That makes them feel seen, heard, acknowledged. And that is one of the greatest gifts that we can give other people. And I don't need achievement, success, money to give that to other people. It's within me. I'm still getting better at it, by the way. But the more present I am in my everyday life, with my partner, with friends, in my business, I just notice my best self comes out. And when my best self comes out, I am freaking over the moon. I'm happy, and I feel full, and I feel fulfilled. And when I embody that, that's when all these other things that I was wanting and striving for started to come effortlessly, because I was the person, I already had what I wanted. I wanted all those things to make me feel complete, to make me feel whole, to make me feel happy and worthy. But because I started embodying that before those things started to come a lot more flowy and easier. And ever since then, this is how I honored my true purpose of helping other men to win their war in their heads, just like I had, to find their purpose and to give their gifts. That's what is a massive driver of our unhappiness and mental health challenges in life, is because we're not being ourselves. We're not being authentic. We're not giving our gifts. We're not living in our purpose. We don't feel useful. We don't feel enough. So as soon as you start to connect with your inherent value, that's when your life changes, when it's no longer dependent on your external results. So what's the solution here? Is to ask yourself again, if you're in a room with nothing in there with another person, what is your value? Is your value your ability to be present? Is your value to make that other person laugh? Is it your value of being fun and playful? Is it your value to share your heart? Is it your value to be empathetic, to be compassionate, to really see another person? Is it your value just to smile? Or is it your value just to tell stories? See how many different things, how many different ways we can be ourselves that provide value to ourselves and other people and in the world. And the more that we can live in that inherent value each and every day, because we have access to it, we don't need anything to do that, then you will start attracting the things that you want, that you initially thought you needed to get first in order to be happy. You're able to attract those things easily because you're already embodying the feeling that you were searching for all along. So if you're watching this and you're a high-performing man and you're resonating with this unhappiness, you're always trying to prove your worth, find your worth without all those external things. Imagine yourself being stripped of all those things and finding out, what is it about me that I find valuable myself? What is it about me that can be valuable to others in the world, and start giving them from a place of not trying to get something, not looking for an outcome, not trying to enhance your career, make money, but just to give because it makes you feel good. And the more you're in that frequency of giving, feeling good, offering your gifts, you're going to feel your best. And when you feel your best, you become more creative, you become more magnetic, more attractive, and you start opening your mind up to new ideas and new opportunities, and you start taking action because you feel so freaking good about yourself and you are at your best self. It gets to be that simple, guys. And I know as high-performing men, we like to over-intellectualize things. We like to complicate things. You might be thinking that, Evan, it's not that easy. Like, it should be harder. Well, I'm telling you, it's not. It gets to be that simple and that easy. My life changed when I said to myself, my value is my presence. And I tell myself that every day. And the more present I am, I find that more comes to me in my life. And it is seriously magic. And it's that simple. So guys, I invite you to look at what your inherent value and start giving it abundantly, and watch abundance come into your life. Thanks for watching for today. If you want to learn more about this type of content, then hit subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.